Khamzat Chimaev has officially kicked off his intense training camp ahead of the highly anticipated UFC 319 title fight against middleweight champion Dricus Du Plessis. Known for his ferocity and relentless pace, Khamzat is leaving no stone unturned as he prepares for the biggest fight of his career. Training footage shows him grinding through brutal sparring sessions, pushing his cardio to the limit, and unleashing his trademark pressure on training partners, signaling he's more focused than ever. This matchup marks a defining moment in the middleweight division, with Khamzat aiming to dethrone Du Plessis and claim UFC gold for the first time. With his unbeaten UFC record and growing legend, fans and analysts alike are eager to see how he handles the unorthodox and durable South African champion. Chimaev's training clips are already generating serious hype, showcasing a fighter who looks every bit ready to seize the spotlight on fight night. While many in the MMA world have expressed concerns about how Du Plessis will handle Chimaev's suffocating wrestling pressure, a style that quickly dismantled Robert Whittaker in their clash, Du Plessis seems to welcome the doubts. In a recent social media post, Du Plessis offered a glimpse into the demanding nature of his training camp. He shared an image from one of his sessions, capturing a moment of exhaustion laced with humor. The caption described how just after completing a grueling 2-hour workout, his coach surprised the team with a fresh challenge, a cash reward for anyone who could take the champion down. The caption reads as, "My face when the 2-hour session is done and Coach Mornevisser says everyone line up, 10,000 for the first guy to take down DDP, and you think it's a joke, but Coach doesn't joke about these things." But this instance gave rise to a humorous moment involving none other than the legendary Chael Sonnen. On his YouTube channel, Sonnen commented on Du Plessis' confidence that Khamzat Chimaev won't be able to take him down, referencing the South African's impressive performance in a past quintet grappling tournament where he defeated 5 Gracie Barra members. Sonnen pointed out that if Du Plessis can neutralize Chimaev's takedowns, it could prevent fans from seeing the full range of the Chechen's skills. While Sonnen's analysis was sharp, the video's title and description amusingly contained a noticeable error.
Dricus Du Plessis has a $10,000 proposal for Chimaev. The proposal goes like this: I'll give you $10,000 every time you can take me down. Now, that's low-hanging fruit. The whole we're gonna have a deal outside of our deal. But guys, it works every time, at least with me. Tyron and Jake Paul go into an outside deal, which is nothing more than a gentleman's agreement over a tattoo. And that was like the story that it just kept on giving, because even after the fact, now we have to see if the other guy's gonna go and actually get the tattoo.
Meanwhile, MMA fighters have begun weighing in with their own takes on the upcoming title clash, adding even more excitement to the build-up. Among them, UFC welterweight contender Stephen Wonderboy Thompson shared his thoughts, and he's leaning toward Dricus Du Plessis. Thompson, known for his striking acumen and fight IQ, pointed to Du Plessis' unique tendencies and relentless fighting style as key factors that could carry him to victory.
Man, I think it's a tough one for Khamzat Chimaev. Du Plessis, his awkwardness makes him very difficult to deal with. He's got great grappling. He's a very strong opponent. If he can weather the storm in a five and a round fight, I'm leaning towards Du Plessis. We saw what Gilbert Burns did, but obviously Khamzat Chimaev, he's made some changes. You know, he's evolving, he's getting better, he's strong. Oh man, I would love to see Du Plessis win it. I'm leaning towards Du Plessis. because I think it's very tough fight. Very tough fight. Khamzat's notorious for fatiguing later on in the rounds, and if it's a 5-round fight, Du Plessis it is.
UFC lightweight contender Mateusz Gamrot also joined the conversation, offering a confident prediction in favor of Khamzat Chimaev. Unlike others who see the matchup as closely contested, Gamrot believes Du Plessis will struggle to handle the relentless pressure and elite wrestling that Chimaev brings to the cage. From Gamrot's perspective, Khamzat's grappling is on another level, so dominant that it's difficult for most fighters to even prepare for, let alone stop. He emphasized that Chimaev's control, pace, and explosiveness in wrestling are simply beyond what Du Plessis has faced before.
Oh, this is interesting matchup. Chimaev is really high-level wrestler, and he's strong. I like Dricus. He meet a couple times. It's hard to prediction, but I don't think so that Dricus will stop wrestling Chimaev, and I think maybe Chimaev will beat this guy.
UFC fighter Marcus McGee recently shared his perspective on the upcoming clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis, offering a measured breakdown of how he sees the fight playing out. In his view, Du Plessis possesses the kind of style and toughness that could neutralize much of what makes Chimaev so dangerous. McGee suggested that Chimaev's best shot at victory lies in the early rounds, believing he needs to secure a finish within the first or second to get the job done. However, if the fight stretches into the later rounds, he sees the momentum shifting.
Oh man, I feel like Dricus is the type of guy that can nullify a lot of things that Khamzat brings. I think that if Khamzat's going to get it done, it's going to be in the first or second round, and I do think he needs to finish to do that. I see if it goes the third and fourth and fifth round, I feel like Du Plessis has that type of skill, durability, and just the physicality to be able to put up with the things that Khamzat will be able to give to him. So, man, hands up again, but I'm leaning towards Du Plessis.
That same sentiment was echoed by another seasoned competitor, Johnny Eblen, a top middleweight outside the UFC and a former Bellator champion. Eblen doesn't buy into the hype around Chimaev being some sort of unstoppable force. To him, Chimaev is just another fighter, dangerous, yes, but human. He pointed to previous fights where Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman both exposed vulnerabilities in Chimaev's game.
Like the boogeyman, like a guy to avoid.
He's not though. He's a guy. He's just a human. Yeah, he's just a human. Like Gilbert made him look human. Usman made him look human. I think DDP is gonna make him look human. Plus DDP is like a big physical guy. I don't think Khamzat's gonna just manhandle him. And also his cardio is a little questionable. I don't think DDP's cardio is as questionable. He gets tired, but like he still has a lot of output. Like watching Chimaev with Usman, third round, he was looking
and even Gilbert,
tired.
And
Gilbert, he fought Gilbert like an idiot though. He fought Gilbert pretty dumb. Like he was like kind of letting him up, like trying to be exciting, I think.
For Eblen, it's not just about who hits harder or wrestles better, it's about experience, especially in 5-round wars. That's where he gives the edge to Du Plessis. The South African has fought bigger, more physically demanding opponents at middleweight throughout his career, while Chimaev is still adjusting to the weight class. Eblen also raised concerns about Chimaev's cardio, saying Du Plessis simply holds up better as the fight drags on, which could play a critical role in the championship rounds.
I like DDP's chances just because the guys he's fought in the rounds that he's put in.
Yeah.
Chimaev hasn't. Not to say it's going to be easy, and Chimaev's very, very tough, but I think DDP has more. He's more of a veteran when it comes to like these 5-round fights and like tough fights, and he's fought middleweight this whole time, whereas Chimaev's kind of coming up. He didn't even fight the only real middleweight he's fought is what's his name? It starts with a G. Is it
Gerald Meerschaert?
Yeah, Gerald Meerschaert.
Adding another layer to the narrative, Darren Till is now paying close attention to this matchup. With a unique connection to both fighters, Darren Till was naturally asked for his thoughts on the Du Plessis versus Chimaev showdown. while acknowledging Du Plessis' hard work, strength, and unorthodox fighting style till ultimately leaned toward Chimaev as the likely victor. He expressed confidence that Chimaev could finish the fight within 2 rounds, despite recognizing the toughness of the matchup.
With respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done. You know what I'm saying?
Meanwhile, Sean Strickland doubled down on his belief that Du Plessis will hand Chimaev his first career loss. Drawing from his own sparring experience with Chimaev, Strickland acknowledged the Swede's grappling skill but believes it can be neutralized. He emphasized that while Chimaev's wrestling is strong, it's not unbeatable.
I'd be in the ring, but if my brain could be somewhere else, I'd rather it. I don't give a shit. I'm not watching that shit from him.
I still can't wrap my head around what happened. He bailed from the fight because you said you were going to kick him, and now he's fighting someone in Hungary that no one's ever heard of on a Friday afternoon. I don't understand it.
According to Strickland, if Du Plessis can stop the takedown and successfully counter-wrestle, he'll win the fight without question. He doesn't think that task is as difficult as many believe and pointed out that he's been able to handle Chimaev in training settings. Strickland is confident that Du Plessis has the tools to do the same.
Basically, you're putting tweets up there. I'm not that guy no more, Ariel.
That's it? What? This is from like 2 days ago. What are you talking about?
Oh, did I? Yeah. Oh, that. Blame freeze. It must have been Block Asset. They have me logins. Blame Block Asset.
All right. Fair enough.
Do you remember Block Asset who said it was all a Ponzi? And now
I never said Ponzi. Now. No, it's a gorilla eating a strawberry.
On the canvas of the UFC.
What does that mean?
Now.
I could put my name on the canvas of the UFC.
You're hated in the UFC, my friend.
Nah.
Meanwhile, Baralho zeroed in on Chimaev's unorthodox approach to grappling. He noted that many opponents train to face traditional wrestlers, but Chimaev blends his wrestling with jiu-jitsu, creating a hybrid style that's difficult to prepare for. This unique method of attack could catch Du Plessis off guard, especially if his training camp didn't focus specifically on countering Chimaev's fusion of techniques. If Du Plessis fails to anticipate that early on, Baralho suggested the fight might not even reach the 2nd round. It could end just as quickly as Chimaev's previous bout against Whitaker.
I feel that this fight can be as fast as the Whitaker fight. Like, really.
Oh, wow.
I think this fight can be really, really fast. But I can see this fight going to the 2nd, the 3rd round, and then I see some advantage for Dricus, you know what I mean?
Still, Baralho also made it clear that if Du Plessis can withstand that initial storm, things could dramatically shift. In his opinion, getting through the 1st round and a half would be crucial for the champion. Once that milestone is reached, Baralho sees fatigue setting in for Chimaev, opening the door for Du Plessis to mount a comeback and take over in the later stages of the fight. The outcome, in his eyes, depends almost entirely on how the first 7 to 8 minutes play out.
Do you feel like Dricus' size will be a problem at all or not really?
Yeah, size and strength, you know? Like, I think Khamzat, to make him stay on the ground and all that, and Dricus is not bad on the ground, you know? So to make him stay on the ground and all that, if Dricus can take like 1.5 rounds or 2 rounds, maybe Khamzat would be like fatigued for doing so much strength and all that, and then the fight's gonna get better to Dricus, you know?
The stakes for this title fight couldn't be higher. Not only is it the 3rd middleweight title bout to take place in Illinois, but the UFC's return to Chicago marks its first visit to the city since 2019. And while fans remember the iconic fights of 2008 and 2018, there's a real sense that this showdown between Du Plessis and Chimaev could surpass both in terms of drama and significance.
But they always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time. He's got tremendous grappling of his own. If Khamzat Chimaev thinks that he's going to go out there and just take down Dricus Du Plessis and just choke him out, right, like he's some schmuck, like he doesn't know what he's doing, like he's not someone that choked out an entire black belt jiu-jitsu team one after the other, then I think Khamzat Chimaev will be in for a rude awakening. Now, of course, since Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds, he's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whitaker, that was so impressive. And I don't know why he was killing himself on the scales to make 170 in the first place.
Meanwhile, Brendan Schaub predicted that Dricus Du Plessis will be the one with his hand raised at the end of the fight. He suggested that the matchup could go badly for Khamzat Chimaev, especially if he can't get past the first round and a half. Schaub went on to say that he expects Dricus to take control in the third round and establish himself as the clear victor.
Who you got in that? Let's start with that. Khamzat, DDP, who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe, I just think that thing goes past the third and DDP takes over. I think he TKOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker, and I think Khamzat's a better wrestler. And I think DDP is a killer, but I think it's Khamzat's time.
Brendan further expressed full confidence in Dricus Du Plessis' ability to stop Khamzat Chimaev. He even joked that he's willing to bet anyone on the outcome, firmly backing Dricus. Schaub pointed to the size difference between the two fighters as another factor in Dricus' favor. He also criticized Khamzat's performances against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, suggesting that this time, Dricus would not only hold his own, but out-wrestle him.
Could be totally off on Khamzat. He's a minus 200. Dude, take my money.
Really? You got DDP?
Yes. Especially as a dog. I figured it'd be the favorite.
I have to say,
I figured DDP would be like a minus 150. Well, Khamzat, I look at the Gilbert Burns fight. You know, you look at the Kamaru Usman fight. You're like, okay.
Yeah, but he did out wrestle Kamaru a lot.
With Khamzat Chimaev deep into an intense training camp and opinions swirling from all corners of the fight world, the hype for UFC 319 is hitting another level. From brutal wrestling sessions to explosive sparring clips, Chimaev looks every bit like a man on a mission. But with the reigning champ staying sharp and confident, this isn't just a title fight. It's a clash of styles, pressure, and pride. Can the wrestling storm be stopped? Or will the champion's grit and chaos flip the script? One thing's for sure, you don't want to miss what's coming. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and drop your predictions in the comments. This war is just getting started.